former NBA player caught with an arsenal of weapons in his car in Brooklyn.
The NBA is launching an investigation into Thunder guard Josh Giddey.
Memphis Grizzlies star Morant has been suspended for a second time after once again appearing to flash a gun on social media.
The NBA is filled with success stories and larger-than-life tales of athletes who beat the odds and rose to greatness. But sometimes the story takes a darker turn. Some NBA players derail their careers with missteps that turn their once promising paths into cautionary tales. Whether it's trash talking gone too far, legal trouble, or self-destructive decisions, these players show us just how fast the lights can dim on a career they worked so hard to get. We'll start with Dillon Brooks of the Houston Rockets. He wants to be known as the king of mean in the NBA, but this choice has embarrassed him and sometimes nearly cost him his job. Early in his career, Brooks carved out a reputation in the league as a tenacious defender and relentless trash talker.
They're discussing the podcast.
And Klay Thompson protecting his splash brother. See Dillon Brooks first, he goes around the neck.
I was ranting to you guys.
Make no mistake, Brooks isn't one to back down, but his mouth has done more harm than good for his career. For example, while he was still playing for the Memphis Grizzlies, he notoriously targeted NBA icon LeBron James and called him old, before famously telling the media, "I poke bears," implying he was more than ready to take on the king himself.
Maybe you shouldn't do that with one of the better players in the game. What were you thinking?
I don't care, he's old, but, I poke bears.
While Brooks might have seen himself as a fiery competitor, the reality was that his antics were turning him into one of the most disliked players in the league. His feud with LeBron backfired spectacularly when the Grizzlies got booted from the playoffs in 2023, with Brooks' subpar performances on full display. Instead of being the fearless player he wanted fans to see, he became a meme, a punchline, and a player with a huge target on his back. The Grizzlies sensed the damage to Brooks' reputation and decided not to resign him. Luckily for Brooks, he found a second chance with the Houston Rockets, where he toned down the chatter, well, at least a little bit, and is working to prove he's more than just a trash talker. But for a while, Brooks' career was in jeopardy, and if he hadn't landed a spot with Houston, he might have been out of the league for good. Before we move on, help us not ruin our career by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It only takes a few seconds, and your support helps us bring you more content just like this. Now, let's continue into our list of NBA players who made some wild choices that took a toll on their careers. Next, we have Jontay Porter. He's a basketball player who took the saying, "bet on yourself," quite literally. Young Mr. Porter came into the NBA with high hopes. The younger brother of Denver Nuggets star Michael Porter Jr., Jontay had a promising college career and a unique blend of size and skill that NBA scouts loved. Unfortunately, his career took a severe hit after allegations emerged that he'd been involved in betting activities, which is perhaps the most serious no-no in the NBA. When the accusations surfaced, League Commissioner Adam Silver jumped into action and dug into the facts. The league quickly launched an investigation, and as evidence piled up, Porter's career prospects began to evaporate. Eventually, he was banned for life from the NBA for violating the league's strict gambling rules.
NBA has leveled a lifetime ban on the Toronto Raptors' Jontay Porter for his involvement in gambling. The league's investigation found everything from limiting his own participation in games, sharing confidential information.
To make matters even worse, he is also under a federal investigation for betting on games that he was in. He would purposefully perform poorly so he could help himself make money through online gambling. For a young player with so much potential, the consequences were severe, leaving Porter's dreams of basketball stardom shattered. Unlike other players who found redemption in the league, Porter's ban was final, making him an example of how quickly one mistake can end a career. We don't know how things will end for Jontay Porter, but there is a strong chance that the next time we see him will be when he's in front of a federal judge. Next, we have Mikey Williams, who actually wasn't in the NBA yet. He was a high school phenom and was once considered one of the brightest prospects. With a massive social media following and the skills to back it up, Williams had NBA scouts buzzing about his potential. But off-the-court troubles quickly clouded his path to success. In 2023, Williams faced multiple legal troubles, including charges related to gun possession and assault allegations, all of which cast a shadow over his future in the league.
San Ysidro High School basketball star Mikey Williams is facing multiple charges tonight related to a shooting in Hamul.
Williams' behavior has made NBA teams weary. Even with his undeniable talent, the risks associated with signing him are high. The once certain NBA prospect is now on shaky ground, and it's unclear if he'll be able to salvage his career before it even begins. Now 20 years old, it's become less and less likely that he'll ever play for an NBA franchise. Mikey Williams has become a cautionary tale for up-and-coming players, proving that even before you make it to the league, poor decisions can haunt you and even stop you from ever starting your NBA career. Next up is Mr. Ja Morant. His talent is undeniable. The Memphis Grizzlies' electrifying point guard has wowed fans with his explosive athleticism, incredible dunks, and jaw-dropping playmaking ability. A future MVP and possibly a future champion, anything is possible for Ja.
The elder statesman. Oh, steal by Morant. Here comes showtime. Got numbers. Lob. Morant. By Morant. Behind the back.
But as quickly as he rose through the NBA ranks, Morant's reputation took a nosedive due to a series of shocking incidents that cast him in a dark and troubling light. In 2023, he was accused of beating up a minor during a pickup game, a shocking turn from one of the NBA's most popular young stars. Then, he made headlines again for flashing a gun on Instagram Live, not once, but twice.
Morant was on the defense during a hearing tied to a lawsuit after a fight at his home during a pickup basketball game with a teenager. Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant has been suspended for a second time after once again appearing to flash a gun on social media. The video circulated on Saturday night. It shows Morant with what appears to be a handgun while he's riding in a friend's car.
Upon the second gun incident, the NBA suspended Morant and the Grizzlies distanced themselves, releasing a statement that they were committed to helping Morant make better choices. He was suspended for 25 games and promised that he would seek mental health help to prevent the same mistakes in the future. Those are healthy steps to take, but the damage to his reputation was already done. Morant's actions have left fans and analysts wondering if he's at risk of throwing away what could be a Hall of Fame-worthy career. For now, Morant has managed to stay on the court, but only time will tell if he can avoid future missteps. His journey is a reminder that even the brightest stars can dim quickly if they don't make smart choices. Ja has the potential to shine even brighter, and he should, because the entire league is rooting for him. Next is Giddey. He burst onto the NBA scene as a crafty, skilled guard out of Australia. His ability to read the game, make precise passes, and score efficiently made him a valuable asset for the Oklahoma City Thunder. However, in 2024, everything changed when shocking allegations surfaced about Giddey being involved in a romantic relationship with a minor. This raised serious eyebrows, and the NBA took notice. While the specifics remain under wraps, the league has hinted at an investigation.
A Thunder basketball player, multiple outlets now reporting that the NBA is launching an investigation into Thunder guard Josh Giddey.
Giddey's situation is tricky. Although he hasn't faced any formal charges, even these scandalous rumors have put his reputation and career in jeopardy. It looks like Giddey will be able to make it past this road bump, but people will talk about this for years to come, perhaps for the rest of his career. Jay Williams had it all. A stellar college career, an NBA contract with the Chicago Bulls, and a future that looked as bright as any rookie's. But one decision altered his path forever. Williams loved motorcycles, and despite his contract prohibiting any risky activities, he bought one. Tragically, he lost control of the bike and suffered a horrific accident in 2003.
Next thing I know, I'm laying on the grassy knoll area between the sidewalk and the curb. My chest is laying on it as if I'm laying on my stomach. The curb is pushed up against my navel, and my legs are laying on the street as if I'm laying on my side.
The accident left him with a shattered leg and ended his NBA career after just one season. Williams has since become a prominent sports analyst, providing insight and expertise on ESPN, but the accident's impact remains undeniable. Jay Williams' story is now a heartbreaking story about how one bad choice can cut a career short. Miles Bridges, the athletic forward who brought an exciting energy to the Charlotte Hornets, was on a promising path.
Hornets make the first substitution of the game. They bring in Kelly Oubre. Oh, what a alley-oop! LaMelo finds the play there. Miles Bridges! Take that! Richards to Miles. What do you got? Yes!
Then, in 2022, his career took a devastating hit when he faced allegations of brutal domestic violence. His partner accused him of assault, and the details that emerged were shocking. casting a dark shadow over his career and throwing his life and future into turmoil.
Los Angeles formally filed charges against Hornets forward Miles Bridges on Tuesday. Bridges is facing a felony domestic violence charge and 2 felony child abuse charges stemming from an incident in late June.
The legal consequences were tough, and the Hornets were quick to step back from him. The NBA then suspended Bridges, and although he hasn't been permanently banned, the allegations and his subsequent punishment have damaged his reputation. Bridges is now back in the NBA and playing with the Hornets again, but everyone knows his career is hanging by a thread, and one more legal problem, no matter how minor, will have him out of the league and out of a job. Finally, we have Sebastian Telfair, whose story is one of painfully unfulfilled potential. As a high school phenom out of New York, he was hailed as the next big thing, even earning a cover of Slam magazine as a teenager alongside LeBron James. Telfair skipped college to enter the NBA directly and was drafted by the Portland Trail Blazers. But his career never took off, as he struggled to adjust to the league's level of play and constant pressure from the press. He bounced around teams and started to act out and get into trouble with the law, and things only escalated. In 2017, Telfair was arrested and charged with gun and drug possession after police found multiple loaded weapons in his car. The legal trouble overshadowed any lingering NBA dreams he may have had, and he was ultimately sentenced to jail time. Then, a few years later, Telfair was among multiple former NBA players who were arrested on charges of defrauding about $4 million from the league's health and welfare benefits plans. Telfair's fall from grace remains one of the NBA's saddest tales, a reminder that potential means little without focus and discipline. From gun charges to motorcycle accidents, every one of these players faced life-changing consequences. For some, redemption is still possible, while other choices have derailed a promising career. Each story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that while talent may get you into the NBA, wise decisions are what keep you there. Thank you for joining us as we've listed some NBA players who've ruined their careers. Put in the comments below which one you think is the most tragic. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You get the latest content right when it drops. Until next time, like moms used to say, make good choices.